Hello, everyone. Hello, all my friends. We are talking about everything from card making to what type of refrigerators we need in the chat over here. We're just a helpful bunch of friends over in the Honeybee Hive tonight. So, welcome, everyone, and welcome to everyone that will catch the replay later on. I'm going to be making a card with several products from the newest release, and we're going to do some like mix and match sets and things together tonight and do some fun things. So hello, Linda. Let's see here. Irene, hello. Michelle, Linda, Julia, hello. Linda, lots of Lindas. Brenda, Dawn, Maria, all of my friends are here. It's so nice to be able to just craft along and have so many names that I recognize. It's so nice to have you guys here. All right. So I am, without further ado, I'm going to go down to my desk because I am going to get inky this evening, and I'm going to step out of my comfort zone a little bit in a couple of things. So I'm going to do some ink like smooshing tonight, which is, I normally don't do that. And then I'm also going to make a 5x7-inch card. So larger than my usual. So I'm going to go down here on my desk, and then let's talk about what I'm going to do first. So this is that same stamp set that I used last Wednesday. That is the Grateful Gatherings, and it was drawn by Kelley Taylor. So I love to pick out all the little pieces and to create a background of some sort. You guys, if you've been around a while, my friends know that I like to do this sometimes. Well, I thought tonight I would do something a little bit different, and that's where I'm going to pull in the ink smooshing. And it's something that I haven't done in a really long time. It could be a hot mess. We're going to find out. But you guys just come along for the inky ride tonight, okay? So I've got the little sunflower blossoms in there. I've got the little leaf or the little fan thing, and then I've also got one of the other little pieces that I'm going to use to kind of fill in and scatter around. So I'm going to start out, excuse me, I'm going to start out by setting these in my Misty, obviously, inking them up, and I'm going to add white embossing powder over the top. You could add clear if you want to. It really doesn't make any, never mind, depending on what color paper you're using. But I'm just going to use white because I've got it here on my desk. Now, this is anti-static powder. And I'm also not going to be super concerned about some little particles getting here and there because we are going to make that kind of messy ink smooshing background. Okay. Mary loves 5x7 cards. Okay. Well, Mary, this is I normally do the smaller cards. So I wanted to do a big card tonight. I wanted to have lots of real estate and lots of layers. And so I'm just using our clear embossing ink, inking up these stamps, and then I'm going to close the door. And let's see if Kelley can do this without making a total mess. Okay, use my little pressure tool to add some pressure on here. Now, until I get some ink on here, it's going to look like mystery paper to you guys. It's going to be hard for you to see because, I'm putting the clear ink on there. I am going to go over this one more time just for good measure because, it would be like me to miss a spot and then not have it covered well. Okay, now I think this is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle the embossing powder so I can see it. That's going to help me. Let me not make a mess here. That's going to help me to be able to see where I need to set my stands up. And I'm going to turn the fan off. It's hot here in South Carolina, but I'm going to take one for the team here and turn my fan off so that way my embossing powder doesn't fly all over the desk. Ask me how I know that it does that, right? Let's see. Hello, Gail and Rachel, Tammy, Paula. Okay, so let's try to do this without making a too big of a huge mess. I mean, I know I'm going to make a mess because I am Hurricane Kelley, and that's how we roll around here. Okay, now you guys can see those beautiful flowers and the little leaves and things popping out there. That's what I want, okay? So hang with me as I transfer that back in there. And then I'm going to put this right back into my Misty. And I've got one of those little handy grip mats in there. And I'm going to give this a little wipe down. And then I'm going to rearrange my leaves and my little sunflowers. But I like to do this, especially when we have stamp sets that have so many like little accessory pieces and all the little things. I feel like it almost gives you, more ways to use your stamps. Okay, so this little guy, I'm going to set over here for now because I want to get these two down first and then kind of eyeball where I want the others to go. All right, so I'm going to pick up my large sunflowers and then my little like fan leaf, and then we're going to ink again. And I'm going to make sure I get really good coverage on that. And then let's go ahead and close the door. And then I'm going to press down. Okay. And then I'm going to pick it up. Now I'm going to ink it one more time before I pick that paper up, just to make sure that we've got everything covered really well. Okay, so that should be looking good. So we're going to do another little round of powder. So I'm going to pull this back over, and now I'm going to put this end that I know has ink on it. I'm going to slip that in there, pour over, and then we're going to see those pretty flowers revealed here. Okay, so I'm going to tilt it in the light. All right, do you see the pattern that we're starting to get there? It's starting to look pretty good. And now I can see, and you guys can see, where we need to stamp and add more embossing powder. Okay, here we go, round 3. So I'm just going to kind of stick this in, and you'll notice that I've stuck this paper in the center because I like to have some of the design running off of the edge. I think it just adds just a little bit of something to the design. Okay, now I think for this edge here, I'm going to add my sunflower, this little one, kind of just peeking on to the paper just like that. I can move maybe my little fan piece. Let's see here. I can move this little stem that I have right in there. Let's do maybe a little fan piece over here like this. I keep calling this a fan. I don't know what that little plant actually is, but it looks like a fan to me. So, all right, we're going to ink again. Let's see, Lisa's here. Okay, so I'm going to anchor again. We're just busy little bees in here. Make sure we get that covered. And then I'm going to carefully close the door. Got my pressure tool. Now I'm going to give this one a little bit more pressure than I'm going to the other ones, just because I have a little bit of that kind of overlapping the edge of the Misty. And so I'm just going to make sure that I get that stamped well. Okay, I'm going to give it a little more ink because this is how we roll, and make sure we've got good coverage because I don't want to boo-boo if I don't have to. All right, now my spaces are starting to get filled up. So I'm going to start being careful about where I grab. All right, so I know I've got some sunflower up here, and I can tap, tap, tap. And then I did boo-boo there. It didn't ink well. But I'm going to show you how we're going to fix it. Okay, see right here? So I'm just going to leave it. This is live crafting. We leave the boo-boos. So I didn't press it well enough. Okay, everything else is looking good. All right, so I'm leaving my boo-boo. We're moving on. Here we go. All right, now I'm going to move this guy up. That way I don't make the same boo-boo on the other end. And let's do a little rub down. Let's see here. What do we got going on here? Did you love it? Okay, Beth, I got to use the farm. Beth, I believe Beth put her farm card, she may have, in our challenge group page. Was that you, Beth, that did that? I could be totally imagining things, which, you know, wouldn't be the first time for that. Okay, I'm going to add that little stem right there. I'm not going to add the little fan guy over here because we have lots of little fans spread out. Let's see. Beth, no, it wasn't me. Oh, man, Beth. Well, you need to share it with us, Beth. It must have been one of our other friends. But I know I've seen a farm card. All right, let's squeeze that down and that one down. Okay. Now, you guys tell me in the chat, since I've left my boo-boo here, what do you think about boo-boos on your cards? Do you, like, trash it and think, you know, that's just paper, I'm going to start over? Or do you just keep on keeping on like I'm going to do and keep working on it? So you guys tell me in the chat, like, are you it's only paper, I'm going to throw it in the trash? Or do you keep on rolling? I did one of these backgrounds earlier today and made a boo-boo on it too. And I just kept on keeping on. I'm kind of a let's figure out how to fix it kind of a girl. Okay, so we've got those big pretty flowers. It's looking really good. I can't wait to hear what you guys tell me. Let's see. I usually try to cover it up with a sentiment. Yeah, as a newbie, I would trash. Now it's an opportunity. Yes, I agree. Okay, so I'm going to stick this right up here in the top again because I want to cover down here in the corner. Okay, and then let us do, do I want maybe one of, I think I'm going to do this number right in here and get some more of those pretty sunflowers in there. And then I think I'm going to call it good with all the other little pieces. I think we're going to be good once we get all the rest of our layers. I would cover it up. Let's see. What did Carol say? I agree, Carol, but believe me, we have received emails saying that we should never do a sunflower. Oh, the sunflowers. Yeah. What's the saying? Like, you can't please everyone, or okay. Y'all are going to get, you know how I just talk and you guys talk amongst yourselves. Sunflowers are my absolute favorite flower. Like, absolute of all time favorite. So when I saw this stamp set with sunflowers, I was like, yes, I like them. Even though, as Lisa mentioned, we have gotten emails saying never ever do a sunflower set again, which I think, you know, poo-poo, because I really like sunflowers. But so I'm happy about sunflowers. I just think they're almost like the daisy of the fall, where they're just happy. But I like them all year long. Okay, and then we've got that guy right down there in the corner. And I can kind of do a little scoot away. Okay, see how pretty that's looking? All right, now let's heat set this, and then let's get really messy with some ink smushing. All right, which you guys know me and Hurricane Kelley. This could go one of two ways. It's either going to be glorious or it's going to be a total disaster. So, okay, I'm crossing my fingers. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Courtney does too. It's her favorite flower. Yes, there's something about so happy about sunflowers. Why would someone say not to do sunflower? I know, Miss Gail. I like them too. All right, here we go. About to heat these little puppies up here. Keep moving around. Now tell me in the chat, how many of you like to do the ink smushing? Like, are you adventurous and like to make a mess and be inky? I know Lisa's answer to this. Or are you a stamp it and color it and stencil and make it all nice and neat kind of crafter? There's my big old boo-boo. Okay. I'm going to make sure that that is all. There's one little spot right there. Okay. All right, let's see. Control always. Yeah, I know, Lisa. Lisa's always in control. Let's see. I like all kinds of techniques to get really messy. Okay. All right, here we go. So you can see now a little bit better. And I'm going to go in a little tighter on here so we can see this. All of my little heat embossed goodies back there. Here's my big old blooper. That's going to make the blooper reel. Okay, now this is what it's about to get crazy. I'm going to use spiced marmalade, gathered twigs, and speckled egg. Okay. And I am matching my little background to some of our new pattern paper. So here's the pattern paper that I'm working at. You can see I've already cut some down. And, here's kind of the color scheme that I'm going with. All right. So pretty much what I'm doing here with the stamped background is I'm creating my own pattern paper that's going to coordinate with our stamp set, right? All right. So let me find my little acetate. Okay. So this is from some packaging that I had in my little box over here. So what I'm going to do first is I think I want to start with spiced marmalade, okay? And I'm going to just smush it down on the packaging. And I'm going to spritz it with my distress sprayer, which just has water in it. I'm actually going to hold this off to the side. And now you can see it all puddled up. I'm going to fold it over on itself, kind of like this. And I'm going to make it like an ink rocker kind of thing, okay? And I just have to let my OCD tendencies kind of let go and then not worry about the mess, okay? And I know that Lisa is freaking out right now, okay? All right, so this is what we have so far. It looks like a really hot mess, right? All right, let's add 2. I'm going to keep working it. And I'm going to add a little bit more. Let's see what Lisa is saying. Smooshing is so fun. Interesting way to do this. Okay, so I've got my little acetate, right? And I'm going to add you know, some right where my sunflowers are and cover it really well. Okay. Now I'm going to take my cloth and clean off my little smooshing tool. I'm going to take a paper towel. Do you see where that kind of burnt orange of the spice marmalade, where it's really seeped into the open paper? And so it's given me some coverage back there. Okay, now I'm going to take this whole panel, and I'm loving how we've got some really, really deep, rich orange portions, but we've also got, we're going into this like yellow in here. I'm liking all that. I'm going to hold this whole panel off the side of my desk, and I'm going to spritz it down with water, and I'm going to kind of let it do its thing, okay? And then I'll show you before we... Okay, so it's all... We're running here. Do you see the design kind of popping out now? Okay, so I'm going to kind of just smush a few places. Okay, I'm kind of liking that. Do you see where we've got like some darker? I'm really liking the yellow. All right, now let's see if I can make a really big mess by adding in some of the blue. And I'm going to take my heat tool and just kind of set this a little bit. I don't want to reactivate my embossing powder, but I want to kind of set that color a little bit. All right, let's see, like it's, yes, embossed resist, yes. Let's get the back side a little bit. It almost looks like tie-dye, almost. Okay, now this is where I'm gonna get really nervous. Okay, next, I'm going to do a little speckled egg. Now, this one makes me a little nervous. But, I mean, blue and yellow make green. So, if all else fails, we've got, like, green leaves, right? Okay. Whoops. All right, so same little piece of acetate. And I think I'm going to try to hit some strategic areas, like some of, like, the lighter yellows. Let's see. This could be a disaster. Okay, I've got my spritzes. I'm going to fold it over, and then I'm just going to kind of add in some strategic areas. Okay, and this could be beautiful, and we could have a hot mess. Okay, I'm going to add some more. You can see where it mixes and makes the blue and the yellow make green. Okay, fold it over again, kind of rock and roll here. Let's add some like up in there. Okay, all right, not terrible. Let's see, let me see. Please come to my house and get messy with me. Yes. All right, now I don't want to totally remove the speckled egg. So instead of spritzing the whole thing again down with water, I'm going to heat set that, and I'm going to kind of set that into place. If you wanted it to run and smush, you could spritz it down real good, and it would all smush together. Hey, question, what's the best brand of embossing powder to use? Dawn, for about the last maybe year and a half, have been using the Brutus Monroe. Here, let me show you. I'll set it right here. I really like all of Christopher's embossing powders. The alabaster, this gold that I'm going to use on the sentiment is my absolute favorite gold. And you can tell how much I like them because I raved about them during like one of his classes or something that we collaborated, and he sent me the big mama jars because I was raving about how much I liked his powders, and he was nice enough to send me the big jars. So I will have embossing powder until the cows come home. Okay, now let's look here. Let's see how crazy we're looking. Okay. What do you think of our colors? Is this going to be like completely crazy town to mix these together? It may be, but we're about to find out. All right, let's do gathered twigs. We're about to get really, we're going to make it or break it here. All right, let's see. Agreeing about the fine detail powders. Yes. I've, over the years, used about every kind of embossing powder. And I really like his. Okay, I'm going to kind of strategically add what looks like some brown, this is gathered twigs, splatters just here and there. And this could be like a total mess. All right, I'm going to take my paper towel and I'm going to dab. I don't want to spray it again because it's going to activate the blue and the yellows and the oranges and everything, but it just almost kind of gives it almost like an aged look like that. Okay, now you guys tell me in the comments, and it's not going to hurt my feelings. You say, Kelley, that looks really good, or Kelley, you've lost it. Okay, I know what Lisa's going to say. Lisa's going to say, Kelley, you've lost it. All right, I'm going to dry this again. It does kind of look like tie-dye paper, though, back there. I'm digging. Beth is my girl. Beautiful. I've never seen this technique. Okay, beautiful. Digging it. Okay, okay. I love the soft colors, like blending. Okay. It's not real harsh. See, y'all notice over there, notice that Lisa's not commenting because this is so out of Lisa's comfort zone. Okay, now I left this 5x7 because I knew I would want to trim it down. Anytime I do stencils or ink blending or anything like that, I trim it after I do whatever I'm doing to it. So I can trim off part of my boo-boo. And I'm just going to trim down a hair. So this is, okay, I'm going to trim the whole 1/4 inch off of this end. Okay. So that gets rid of part of my boo-boo up here. See how my boo-boo's kind of disappearing? And it just blends in with the mess. Let's see, Lori Cav, so beautiful, great job. Okay, see? All right, I haven't lost all of you yet. And then the rest of it, like normally I try to cut down any little boo-boo areas, but I think I'm just going to pick a side and then trim it right down. Okay, so now, I think that's an optical illusion. It doesn't look straight. Now it is, what is it? 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Yes. All right, let's see here. Here is my card base, just a white card base. Now, this is where we may lose some friends. I hope not. All right. Let me gather all the things. All right. I've got my little tray of goodies here. And this is what I was thinking. I was thinking that this could almost be like our pattern paper, right? Like a back pattern. And then I've got some kind of little, like my layers here. Okay, how is this looking? What do you guys think? Is it too busy with the pattern in the back? Or should I just do like so? And be plain Jane. Okay, so do we like the pattern? I'm actually kind of digging it. See the pattern? Or are we plain Jane? I kind of like it. Don't love the plaid, just the polka dots. Okay, we can fix that. Ouch. We can fix that. What about so? So it's not too busy. Pattern background, definitely not the plain white. Yes, not the plain Jane. Don't love the plaid either. Okay, do you like the stripes so it's not so busy, but it pulls out the blue? What do you guys think? You guys are just designing the card for me tonight, which is fun. Okay, I'm going to do about 3.5 by 5. Let's take a gander. Because this almost looks too monochromatic. Let's see what adding the stripes where it's not so busy. All right, let's see. Nope, stripes, no plaid, no blood, no blood. I'm a plaid person, so I like it, not a fan of the stripes. Oh, see, here we're getting no plaid, no blood. I don't know about that. No plaid. See now, Irene's saying plaid. Stripes. If you use the stripes, distress ink the sides. Oh, the stripes. These, so they're like a little bit aged and stand out. I could do that. Just a little less deep. Plaid looks much better. I see you guys are killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. That even is kind of cute. Does that break it up? That's kind of cute. It almost breaks it up back there. Plaid, but smaller, please. Just a smaller swatch of the plaid. That's nice. Oh, there you go. All of them. Beth is my girl. I like that. Okay. See how just playing with paper? I knew we'd get it. I think that stripe back there, I got to turn the fan back on. See how it broke it up, didn't it? To where that plaid wasn't so like ish on that messy background. Okay. All right, we're rocking and rolling here. See, we can do this. We can do this. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this down before any of you change your minds. I'm going to do that. No changing the minds once we get the glue. All right. So let's do this. And I probably should have used tape runner. And I say that because sometimes once you heat emboss all the things, it's hard to get it to stick down flat. Okay, so I've got my background and I'm going to press that down. Let's see. The background is so pretty. Now it won't show. Oh, it will show. I want it to be, the idea was for it to be subtle in the background. It's not very subtle, I have to say that. But I want it to be just like another sheet of pattern paper that we are layering together. Okay, now we're going to do the stripes. And I got to get these stripes down before any of my friends change their minds. And it's going to go from edge to edge. And I'm going to hold it up and eyeball it. And I'm going to shimmy it up just a hair. So you guys hadn't even seen all the other things I'm sticking on here. We got more stuff. Right? Okay, now our plaid. And I'm just going to center it in the stripe. And I'm going to hold it up so I can eyeball it. Okay. And then this is going to be our little resting place for my little bowl of goodies that I have over here. And this was cut with our fancy fall layering frames. Okay, and I want that to go up this way a hair. I'm going to stick that down. Make sure we're all nice and straight here. Okay, now we're doing good. Now let's stamp the sentiment. I'm going to use this big sentiment as our sentiment tonight. Okay, and I've got a piece of scratch paper here. And then I'm going to die cut it. Let's see. So I'm going to put this over here. Let's see. What is everybody saying? Loving this. I wish they were a little less expensive. Okay, what are we talking about? Paperweights. I have not seen any kind of paperweights. All right, the give thanks. So I'm going to stamp this big sentiment. Now, because we've got all of our fall colors going on here, I'm not going to stamp it in black. I'm going to stamp it in the Gathered Twigs oxide ink because it's going to blend with our background. It's going to, coordinate, I should say. Coordinate sounds better than blend. Okay, so I'm going to ink up this big stamp, and it's got the coordinating stencils that you can like color in all the little things. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let the stamp like speak for itself. Okay. So there's one. That's even kind of cool. Look like that. Look how, it didn't cover all the way, but it looks rustic to me. It almost looks like vintage. That's almost kind of cool. I'm tempted to leave it like that, but I won't. Okay. We've already got a bunch of like splatters and stuff in the background, so I'll go ahead and get good coverage on this one. All right, we're looking good. 1/3 time's a charm. Let me set that aside. Okay, now we've got that. I'm going to pull it out. Do you see how you could color in with the stencils or with Copics or your colored pencils or whatever? You can color that in. All right, now here's the coordinating die that's going to cut this big, beautiful sentiment, but I want to give it a little dry down. Do you hear that? I hope my heat tool is not about to give up the ghost. It sounds a little suspicious. I've had it for probably 15 years. So let's cross our fingers that it's not about to, I'm going to use my tape, that it's not about to die. But I can tell you that if it dies, I'm going to go right back and get another Wagner because it has lasted that long with no issues. Okay. And I'm going to put that one down there. Okay. Now we've got that pretty die. And I don't think this might fit in my Bitty Buzz. Let's see. Definitely worth the investment. It lasts longer than your fridge. You know, you all know how many times we've moved, like 13 times or something. And I can tell you that appliances and things just do not last anymore. We've moved so many times and moved appliances and, you know, had to switch and this, that, and the other thing. And appliances just don't last. They're not made to last anymore. I should have kept the washer and dryer set that I had. It was hilarious, that I got when I graduated from college and started teaching. You know, I was a single lady teaching, and I went and bought like a 1970s something, like avocado green washer and dryer. And I should have kept those because I guarantee you they're somewhere now and they're still just running away. But, you know, since then, I've probably had to buy, you know, 3 or 4 washer and dryer sets because, you know, once you use them and then move them, and they just, you know, they're never the same. Okay, so here is this sentiment. Look at that. Look how that is all. Okay, do you guys see my vision now? Are you seeing the vision with like the chocolate brown and the chocolate brown and kind of the paper? Look how that stamp just like went bam off the front of there. Okay, now here's the question, and this is not going to hurt my feelings. Is I've got a little dish of die cuts, and these are from the Autumn Bouquet. Do I leave it? Or do I, you know, do I zhuzh it? And this is all just pattern paper back in here. I didn't do anything fancy. I almost think we need to leave it. Like, it's so pretty. Just kind of simple. And then maybe Thursday, I do a card with all these like little extra die cuts. What do you guys think? Leave it. Just use a few. See, you guys are cracking me up. I had the same washer and dryer for 23 years. Yes. Yep. Add the bouquet. Misty says add the bouquet. Because I've seen so many elegant cards, like Beth was saying, like from our design team, that they've got like, and you can see where this is our pattern paper that matches everything. So all this is going to kind of coordinate together. But I don't know how to really arrange it either. Okay, let's see here. Just a few of the sage leaves. Can you do a card with a wax seal? I can do that, Erica, on Thursday. I almost pulled those out tonight, and then I changed gears. But that'll be a good one for Thursday. Okay, what are we thinking here? I have an old, yep, 3 pieces over the K. So here, I'm getting all my little ducks in a row here. my little die cuts in a row. Oh, somebody's talking about margaritas. Crafting and margaritas. That would be fun. I like the flowers and the leaves. Okay, you guys are liking it. Okay. All right, I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this up with some foam. Let's see who this is. I'm coming totally out of my crafting box, but I love how it's turning out. Okay, thank you, Lisa. That's a lot when I've got Lisa's approval. My buddy's approval. It's totally out of my crafting box too. But I knew that Lisa would be proud if I did some kind of something that was different this evening. She's always trying to get me to kind of step out of the comfort zone, but I'm not very good about it. Okay, so I've just got a few of those. I'm going to kind of center this down. And now we've got a little bit of pop up there. And now we're going to do just a simple little something. And I may even do a trim down. I'm tempted to kind of put them up and coming out of the little thing. No. Let's see. No margaritas, I'm taking a root beer. Oh, I love root beer float. Let me intertwine a little cotton. And let's do one of these. We like root beer floats at my house too. My kids do. Okay. We're in the final countdown. Intertwine. One more little pom-pom. Okay, now we've got like a little, oops, come on now, little pom-pom. Little bouquet. And then I think I'm going to call it good. I'm going to save these other die cuts and we'll play with those and wax melts on Thursday. Okay, now my friends, let me go here. All right, you guys weren't so sure about my background and my plaid and all my things. And see all my little, even the cotton balls are pattern paper. They're the creamy color. Everything, see the stripes on the little pom-poms. Everything was our pattern paper except for what we made back here. That's kind of this, I don't know what to call it, loosey-goosey fall tie-dye something. But I think the sentiment in that chocolate brown, I think that made it all just pop and come together. I think. Beautiful. No bling. No bling tonight. No, I agree. Yes, no bling tonight. All right. Let's see. We do have a lot to give we do. And there's little sub-sentiments in there too that you could always, put down or put on the inside of the card. Notice that I didn't do any little zhuzhes on the die cuts or anything. I simply just cut those out of the pattern paper and then just let it go. So this background back here that I wasn't so sure about, that ended up being like the hardest thing that we did tonight was stamp that and smush all that ink on there like crazy. All right. Some of you are going to try the ink smushing. Perfect. 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 All right. So Lisa, it is time for our giveaway tonight. And then you guys come back on Wednesday. I think I said Thursday, but Wednesday night. And we're going to I'll save my die cuts and we'll do some wax melts and things like that. That'll be fun. Okay. Erling Gordon, you are the winner tonight. All right. So let me put that up here. Erlene. And if you will email me at Kelley, Kelley, at honeybeestamps.com to claim your prize, that would be awesome. All right. Thank you guys for joining me tonight and helping me to create this card. That was so much fun. You guys always will give me your opinion, and I love that. All right. All right. Join me Wednesday night, and I'll see you then. Bye, friends.